Previously on Dream Team, you win 3 out of the next 4 games and the job's yours.
But that includes a cup final against Chelsea.
5 up front. You do know we're playing Chelsea, yeah?
Attack is our best form of defence.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Well, if you're not happy with my performance.
Is this all just to get me to fire you?
And do you recognise that man in this court?
Him.
Neither you or Chloe can be exactly sure of the time Eugene joined you. Surely that's all you need to say.
Would I be selected if you didn't need me to keep him out of prison?
About this court case. Can't lie. I never lied.
Marlon's changing his plea. He's saying he carried out the burglary, and he's saying Eugene did it too.
It was one of those days, like Hillsborough or Heysel. If you're a true football fan, you know where you were and what you were doing on the day of the explosion. Going back to Cardiff, back to the Millennium Stadium. It's impossible to say just what it means for this club and everybody involved, really.
Mrs. Alexander.
Hello.
It's difficult to comprehend. It's so big. Pain people have suffered, it overshadows everything. This club has had a lot of bad publicity lately.
Eugene, Sky News, how's the Eugene!
But maybe something like this can help people put their problems into perspective. This club needs to get through the next few days, and it needs to come out to the other side stronger and more united than it's ever been. I mean, something good has to come out of that tragedy. It's the only hope we've got.
Okay, that's great.
Shouldn't you be taking training? Alex, you should have been there an hour ago. Alex, say something.
How can I face him after last week?
Well, you don't have a choice. Because there's a full dressing room waiting downstairs.
Yeah, well, if they're waiting for me, they're waiting to lynch me.
Oh, God, I can't believe I'm hearing this. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. You know what, Alex? I never had you down as a coward.
God, let this get thrown out.
He turned the stand. I tried everything.
Well, when does Marlon take the stand?
Now.
I knew where Johnson lived from dealings with that before.
Dealings?
Yeah, you know, run-ins like. All the crews know each other pretty well. Anyway, it's no big thing. We go in there, get the trainers, get out. It was only if they were about that I might need backup.
Which is where the defendant Eugene Rose comes in.
Me and Gene, we're family, see? He married my sister, so I knew he'd help me.
So you asked Eugene Rose to assist you in this crime?
That's right. He was with me through the whole thing.
Now, to the matter of Mr. Johnson's injuries.
Well, Eugene brought his bat. I thought he was going a bit over the top, but he said, no, we need protection. So we get there now, tie the guy up. I'm upstairs grabbing some stuff and I hear this cry. Come downstairs, there's Eugene beating the hell out of this.
Shut up, man! You learn out your teeth!
So Eugene attacked the victim?
Till I stopped him.
Thank you, Mr. Baldwin. No more questions?
Where have you been? This session was a joke. All this focus on the tragedy, it's getting to them.
That can't be helped. Lads, last week was hard to take. We took a beating, and for my part in that, I'm sorry.
Right, the commemorative shirt we've been playing for the final. You do that shirt justice.
As I was saying.
Oh, what, Gaffer? You going with 7 up front this week?
No.
Good! Because this weekend isn't about experiments.
I was just saying. There's nothing I can do or say that can make this game any easier. Can't imagine what it must be like for you guys. So, you just tell me how you want things to go and I'll back you all the way.
He totally and utterly screwed him. It's all on you now, Mackay. Look, I'm not messing around now. You go in there and you say he was with you all night. You go in there and you say you're best friends if you need to. You just do whatever you need to do to get him off.
I'm not going to stand here and listen to threats from you.
I'm not threatening you. Jesus Christ, man, this is his life. You know, Eugene, you really think he deserves 5 years inside? Yeah. 5 years. That's what he'll get if you don't help him out.
Hey! What are you doing? Walk away.
Please. This is my brother we're talking about. We've only just got our act together. Think about the final. You do want to win it, don't you?
If someone sees you talking to him like this, you could compromise him as a witness. Caspar, you're wasting your time. Please just go. Go.
Seems everyone but me thinks lying's easy.
The defence calls Liam Mackay to the stand.
Place your right hand on the book, read the words from the card.
I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You've been in a relationship with Mrs. Mackay for 4 years in total. She's been Mr. Rose's agent all that time?
Yes.
You must know him well.
You could say that.
Do you like him?
No, not really.
Why not?
Well, he takes advantage of his relationship with my wife, calls her in the middle of the night, always making unreasonable demands.
So you were hardly surprised when he turned up to the restaurant?
That was a really important evening for me. my wife was actually dealing with me for once. I'd have put a year's wages on Eugene turning up.
What did you do when he did show?
I set him a place at the table and told him the salmon was good. Not much else you can do when it comes to Eugene.
Quite. So Eugene Rose joined you at 8 and stayed with you throughout. I need you to be clear on this because it contradicts the statement you gave to the police.
I know, but I was in a rush. I was on my way to sign for Harchester. I just didn't give it enough thought. He arrived earlier.
Thank you, Your Honour.
Mr. Mackay, I won't keep you long. I know you have a very important football game to prepare for. I have here your statement to the police, signed by your hand. Now, you can say you made a mistake, but in it you state categorically that Eugene did not arrive until 9:30. Now, why has that changed?
I just can't be sure of the time.
And why do you think your recollection would be clearer several months after the incident than a couple of weeks? Are you being lent on? Is there some foul play here? Mr. Mackay, you are in a court of law and you are under oath. Now, why are you changing your statement?
We met just after 7.
And how long after that did the defendant arrive? Was it an hour or longer?
Could have been longer.
So are you telling me that it is entirely possible that Eugene Rose did not join you until after 9?
It's possible.
No more questions?
Eugene Rose's position is today looking extremely shaky as his own teammate Liam Mackay failed to back up his alibi. Court has now been adjourned until next week, leaving both players free to play in the League Cup final. But with the weight of evidence against Mr. Rose, it could well be the last game of his troubled career. Eugene, Sky News, do you think this could be your last game? Are you confident you'll play again? Eugene, Sky News.
I don't believe it. Trust me, he's a chief, but he doesn't deserve to go down.
Of all the times to turn your back on a teammate. That side we had last year was built on standing together. Presley, Curtis, Fletch. We only got through that game by backing each other up, and now he goes and does this. He stabbed us all in the back.
Pathetic.
Casper's going to take the side. Well, I'm not having it. No way.
He's not fit to wear the shirt.
Liam.
We should be getting united before a game like this, not running around putting each other in prison.
Danny, look, I understand your concern.
I don't want him at the game.
You can't hate the guy for telling the truth.
Gaffer, he ratted on his teammate. So trust me, you bring him to Cardiff, you've lost the dressing room.
Since when did you feel so strongly about Eugene?
I don't. But at a time like this, you've got to stick up for your teammates no matter what.
Liam is a member of this team.
Danny, look, you've got enough to worry about. Why don't you let us deal with Liam, okay?
They're going to hate me.
I'm going to bed.
Chloe, I tried. You saw me. It's not like I got up there and called you and Eugene liars. I think that was easy. I've probably lost any chance I had of playing in the cup final.
Yeah, I'm sure it was very traumatic. At least your integrity is still intact.
It was lying under oath. Did you honestly think I could do that?
No.
Because it's not the man you married.
Did I ever ask you to lie for me?
No, but you're thinking it. So why don't you just say it? Why else would you be acting like this?
Because it's exhausting, living with a saint.
He's been here all day. It ain't over yet, mate.
I never thought, you know. Tifa and couple trainers. Seems like nothing, don't it? I didn't bring the bat, though. That weren't me. Marlon lied about that. I wouldn't do something like that. That was him.
Is there nothing his lawyers can do?
We could speak to Scarlett.
I said no.
I'm not going to let your pride send you to prison. She can help. Just ask her.
It's not pride. I spoke to my lawyers already. She'd be hostile.
She's hardly going to send you down, is she?
Yeah, she's not exactly going to lie for me, though, is she?
Just ask her.
5 years.
Where'd that go?
We can't risk playing him on Sunday.
You're joking?
I'm serious, Alex. He's a volatile enough character as it is. Every country around the world's going to be watching that match. I cannot risk him losing it and disgracing the memory of all those players. What, you don't think he would? Believe me, he's already done it once at the first memorial, and he's out.
It could be the last game he gets to play. No, Casper, it's not all right. I want you on that coach travelling to Cardiff with the rest of us. Yeah, it might be important, but Casper won't be travelling to Cardiff with us.
What?
Says he's got some big idea to help Eugene out. Swears he'll be there.
For God's sake, Alex, what's wrong with you? First you let Linda walk all over you about Liam, then she lays the law down about Eugene.
He's in no fit state.
That never stopped Felix.
You have to understand that I'm in a bit of a unique position here. My hands are tied.
Call Casper back right now and get him to travel with us, because if you don't, God knows where he's going to end up.
All right! Look, I'm sorry you don't agree with a few things that are going on around here. Neither do I. But we're just going to have to deal with it. We have to believe that everything's going to be okay. If those players sense that we're the slightest bit worried, then they're going to fall apart.
I'm sorry, it's just...
A cup final.
Yeah.
Well, shouldn't we be enjoying it? Yeah. Come on, let's run the laptop.
on, let's get on the coach. We need to start making a move.
You're right, lads.
Yeah, sure.
Come on, we've got a long drive ahead of us.
This is it. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
He doesn't play.
Sorry, mate.
It's okay, Liam. I don't think you should be on the coach.
Why not? I'm a playing.
We need to talk about this properly.
This is where we sat last time.
Good riddance.
All right, lads, we all set?
Shouldn't you be in Cardiff?
Can't expect me to believe you haven't been following the trial.
That's why you wanted to see me.
Of course. He needs your help.
No way.
Don't be like that.
He nearly got me killed.
He's changed. Honestly, you leaving really shocked him. He's different now. I mean, we're mates. You must have seen us playing together.
My world does not revolve around you.
Seriously. He's a new man now. I mean, somehow the other players even like him.
What do you want from me?
He does need you. Badly. He's sat at home, alone, in pieces, because he's about to go to prison for years.
But I can't help him.
Yes, you can. Just back him up in court. Say he was with you till he went to see Chloe.
You want me to lie for the man who nearly got me killed over a lousy £1 million and send my own brother to prison?
Marlon's going to prison anyway. He's just trying to take Eugene down with him. Look, I know that what I'm asking you to do is unreasonable, but I have to ask. Please. You can't let them take him away from me again. I've only just got him back. Please.
good look around, boys. Thought Old Trafford would be. But that's exactly what I don't want you thinking come kick-off. Once we get ourselves out there, it's just another football pitch.
Okay, guys, can I have your attention, please? At 2 o'clock, you'll do your pitch walk around. Sully, Ryan and Tyson, you'll do your interviews with Sky and the BBC. At 2:15, Ryan, you'll read your tribute to the crowd, and then the 3 of you will take part in the memorial on the pitch with Mrs. Alexander and Linda. You'll then come out to do your warm-up, and then you'll be on the pitch at 8 minutes to 3 in your black kits. Any questions?
Let's leave them to it, eh? Come on.
Just down there. We all piled on top of Presley when he scored.
I was upstairs when it all happened. I want to see where the bus blew up. Look, you don't have to come, yeah? It's just something I've got to do.
You thought there would have been a plaque or a statue or something. Right. Come on, mate. All right.
Good afternoon and welcome, and until the new Wembley is completed, the Millennium Stadium continues to be a perfect venue for major finals. The League Cup final of 2006 is Harchester United against Chelsea.
I said I'd be here. I'll make it up to you, okay?
Are you okay?
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Ryan, have you got your speech?
Yeah,
Packed. Come on then, we've got to be out there in 2 minutes for the TV channels.
Right, that's it. This ends now. Ryan, sit back down. What happened at this stadium was a terrible tragedy. And it'll live with those that were here for a long, long time. I've allowed this game to be turned into a memorial service. And if it carries on, we're throwing away the chance to pay our respect in the right way. By winning that trophy. There'll be no black kit. There'll be no 1 minute silence. Sometimes you've just got to forget about the past and move on. This isn't a funeral. It's a football game. Just like any other.
The Millennium Stadium is once again an awe-inspiring sight, although the planned memorial service and 1 minute silence in memory of the Harchester players who tragically lost their lives here less than 12 months ago has been called off at the behest of Harchester officials.
Right. Gavin's going to play out wide on the right. And I'm moving Hector out onto the left. Cass, he's going to play up top alone.
What's he doing there?
Ryan, I want you to sit behind Cass. And I'm playing Liam in the middle. Liam, get changed.
You cool?
Yeah.
See you out there, funny man.
I hope he knows what he's doing.
It's been almost a 7-year wait since they last brought a trophy home to Harchester. They are rank outsiders to a multinational, multi-talented and expensively assembled Chelsea squad. Everywhere you look amongst the team in blue, it contains seasoned internationals who've been there and done it before on the big stage. It's a journey into the unknown for so many of these Harchester players. Alex Dempsey's lineup shows no Eugene Rose omitted from the squad, to no great surprise to anyone. Otherwise, they are at full strength. Chelsea side full of goals. The key to the outcome, you feel, will be how well Harchester can defend. You have to say it looks a much more balanced Harchester team. Jose Mourinho's Chelsea were 4-1 winners recently in the Premiership at the Dragon's Lair. But they're not quite so gung-ho today in terms of selection. And it is Chelsea who get us underway, playing from right to left in the first half. And immediately Terry finds Gallas. And forward by John Terry. Up goes Drogba. No success for him in the African Cup of Nations with the Ivory Coast, lost in the final. Forward by Sullivan. Hector winning the header, might drop here and does for Carlisle. Blue shirts all around him. Manchester still trying to plough forward here. Hector. Can he make room for the cross? He most certainly can. It's a great cross. Casper Rose! What a goal! A thumping volley has given Harchester a dream start in the 2006 Carling Cup final. 43 seconds on the clock. A most emphatic finish, and it is the quickest goal in Carling Cup final history. Casper Rose.
Casper, you're the man! This fun was ours. I love you for that, Casper. You're the man on this pitch.
Chelsea had no answer to it. Hector tormented Chelsea in this first half. He's been a real outlet down that right-hand side. Now Gallas. Chelsea have created little by way of being an attacking threat, and good work there by Liam Mackay on Drogba. Hector just getting a little word there from Danny Sullivan, but he's been on fire so far today. This is Ferreira. Oh, and that's a poor challenge by Malloyne. Asa Malloyne on Hector, and that looked to be deliberate. Steve Bennett, the referee's got a decision to make. The Harchester players, Liam Mackay has joined Danny Sullivan there in complaining alongside Ryan Naismith at the challenge. It's a yellow card for Malloyne, rightly so, and Hector looks pretty badly injured. And I think Liam Mackay might have talked his way into a yellow card there as well. He has indeed. Clear dissent there from the Harchester midfielder. Alex Dempsey furious with the challenge, and with every good reason. He's even turning to exchange words there with Mourinho. Could probably do with the half-time whistle now, and indeed there it is. It's simmering down there in this Carling Cup final and on the touchline as well. But at half-time, so far so good for Harchester United. A stunning start with that goal on 43 seconds from Casper Rose. They're one up at half-time in this Carling Cup final.
What is this, Grace? Hey, come on, man. Come on, hey, from the championship now. Come on, championship now.
Good luck, it is a change. Hey, Cascade. You ain't on the game, he's trying to wind you up. Borjas, come on. I knew. Settle down. Come on, we've got another 45 to play. Look at that! Someone needs to put Malone in the stands. Everybody calm down! Liam, don't let Malone wind you up. The ref's all over you. Listen to me. Don't go out looking for him second half. Just concentrate on your own game. Relax, mate. Don't let him get you sent off. And that goes for the rest of you and all. Listen up, lads. We're 45 minutes away from winning this thing. Casper, great strike, son. Now we've got our noses in front. They're going to come after us second half.
They're after him all first half.
Leave it! Just keep your concentration. We don't sit back. We play the game in their half. We score a second and we're really in business. Keep an eye on him.
Maybe we should take him off. We can't. We need him. He's battering it.
Sure.
Chelsea with it to do in the second half, trailing Harchester, rank outsiders in this Carling Cup final, with that superb first-minute goal from Casper Rose. But Alex Dempsey has had to withdraw Hector, injured at half-time, and Jack Bircham is on in his place. A little exchange of words there between Asa Malloyne and Liam Mackay. Well, that feud hasn't died down in the 15-minute half-time interval. And clearly one will have to keep an eye on that particular situation as the second half progresses. So it's Casper Rose and Gavin Moody who get the second half underway. Early minutes of this period important, you think, for Harchester. Here's Malloyne. Oh, and he's chopped down cynically there by Mackay. It's an awful challenge. And he isn't even waiting for Steve Bennett's red card. Liam Mackay is walking. He knew what was coming. And Alex Dempsey can't bring himself to look at the midfielder as he is sent off here in the cup final. And what twist will that have on the story? Mackay off.
Careful, careful.
Harchester coming under some heavy pressure. It's Joe Cole looking for Gudjonsson. Great save from Omer. Oh, heroics from the Harchester goalkeeper, Alex Omer. Brilliant. Well, Danny Sullivan's been everywhere today, but he doesn't want Harchester to defend too deep. But both he and Ryan Naismith have run themselves into the ground here. Drogba. Harchester once again having to defend in numbers. It's Didier Drogba, but that will be intercepted easily. But with a man down, Harchester struggling to keep Mourinho's Chelsea out. They're really hanging on in the last few minutes. This is Carlisle. It's an excellent turn. Ryan Martin is well forward here. And Danny Sullivan! Oh, it looked like it was going to be 2-0. And just squeezed wide of the post. Czech wouldn't have had a chance. Great ball in from Martin. And Danny Sullivan that close to make it 2-0.
What happened?
Not long to go now. Johnson's long throw. Harchester have to deal with it. Oh, and they can't. Somehow Didier Drogba has bundled it in, and Chelsea have equalised. Oh, you have to feel sympathy for Ryan Naismith and all the Harchester players. Abject disappointment on the bench too.
We'll get them in extra time. We will.
Last minute of injury time. Looks as though we're going to extra time, but Harchester still have a free kick to defend. And up go the heads. Oh, it's gone in. And I think it was off the head of Danny Sullivan, the Harchester skipper. How cruel is that? Arrogance on the touchline from Mourinho, perhaps, but it was the head of Danny Sullivan. A horror moment for Alex Dempsey, because surely there is no coming back from that. Such an emotional day for the heart and soul, the very heartbeat of Harchester, Danny Sullivan, after what happened less than a year ago. And how cruel it should be his intervention, which has surely won this League Cup now for Chelsea. Just seconds left. Steve Bennett looks at the watch and blows for full time. Chelsea march on relentlessly. But you have to look back now at that red card for Liam Mackay shortly into the second half. Harchester were controlling the match up to that point. Alex Dempsey, a word of consolation for his skipper, but I don't think there'll be any consoling words which will get through to Danny Sullivan at this moment. But once again, Chelsea are successful. They've had to dig very, very deep in this match. Harchester pushed them all the way and then some. But in the end, it was only disappointment for a brave Harchester side. But the special one has the Midas touch yet again.
Sorry, boys. Oh, what a game. Had everything. Hey? Come on, Sol, hey? We did it. We came through, we didn't fall apart. We did them all proud. Come on, lads. We just took on the best team in England. Maybe even the best team in Europe. For half a game with 10 men. And we matched them. Come on, boys, in we come. Boys, all of you, Butch, Tice, head up, come on. Go on, Lon. Seriously, lads. Thanks. Each and every one of you. I'll tell you what else, boys. Come May, we'll be back here again. We'll be lifting the FA Cup.
That's the way to think. Hey, that's unlucky. Come on, heads up, boy.
Cheers, Gaff.
You did us all proud, mate, honest.
I came to offer you my condolences, but it looks like you don't need them.
Nah, we're all right.
I'm just sorry I didn't win it for you.
Oh, there's always a next time.
Yeah, but the deal was 3 out of 5.
I can't get rid of you now. The fans would lynch me.
Look, Linda, I don't...
Alex, you manager. Just deal with it. Ryan Naismith. Left back, eh?
The defence calls Scarlet Rose.
Place your right hand on the book and read the words from the card.
I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Mrs. Rose, you are Eugene Rose's wife and Marlon Bolden's sister.
Yes.
Could you tell the court what you know of Eugene Rose's whereabouts on the night in question?
He was with me till about 7:30. Then he said he had to go for dinner with his agent, Chloe Tyler.
How can you be so certain of the time?
Because we had a fight. It meant he'd be breaking his curfew, and he'd been really good at keeping it. He said it was a favour to Chloe to help Liam. He's very loyal like that.
So he could not have been with Marlon committing the burglary. I was under the impression that your husband and your brother are great friends.
They were. They were always together. That's how I met Eugene.
So why would Marlon point the finger at Eugene in this way?
Because when Eugene went pro, Marlon couldn't take it. Eugene was this rich, successful guy, and... well, Marlon, he had nothing.
How could you do this?
Are you suggesting that Marlon Bolden is implicating Eugene Rose because he's jealous? I need you to be very clear here, Mrs. Rose, because it could look like you are simply trying to preserve your husband's liberty.
I wouldn't do that. I love my brother, and I don't want to send him to prison. But what he said about Eugene, it isn't true. He didn't do it.
But you love your husband too, do you not, Mrs. Rose?
No, not anymore. We're separated. I'm doing this because he didn't do it. No other reason.
Thank you. No further questions.
Coming up on Dream Team.
This time last week, Malloy was an expensive Swiss nobody. And public enemy number 1.
No amount of operations can save my career, that's what they said. It needs beyond repair.
Let me get you a seat.
Thanks. Am I your cover? So your brother won't guess that you're carrying on with his wife.
How do you find the defendant? Guilty or not guilty?
We find the defendant